System of preconditions in harmony with natural laws. Craving is normally accompanied by two other factors. As a group of three, these factors are referred to as papanchadhamma, mental defilements that cause complication, proliferation, and perturbation. Here are simple definitions for these three factors. 1. Tanha, the desire to obtain. 2. Mana, the desire for prominence. 3. Deity, narrow-mindedness, attachment to personal views and beliefs. These three defilements focus and center on one's sense of self. They are factors of selfishness. They cause problems within a system of preconditions. Whenever they act as the force behind a system of preconditions, they cause all sorts of confusion and turmoil. The problems are not limited to suffering inherent in people's work and education. Every sort of human problem is caused by these defilements, leading to distress and agitation. An awareness of these three defilements enables one to find a solution to problems. The solution lies in applying one's intelligence to find ways for human conventional laws to link up with and support natural laws. Clever people establish conventional laws which help lead natural dynamics in a direction producing results consistent with their desires and objectives. If we want a tree to grow, then we provide the necessary care like pruning, watering, and adding fertilizer. Through division of labor, one organizes a gardener to devote his time and effort to this task. One reassures this person that in respect to earning a living, one will provide an adequate income. Here the gardener needs not be anxious and can fully devote himself to this work. In this way, one establishes a bridge between human convention and natural laws, enabling people to create optimum causes and conditions aligned with natural dynamics. If the gardener possesses wholesome enthusiasm, he wishes to see the plants flourish, and he wants to act in order to bring about this state of completion. If he is reassured about sustaining his livelihood, he can devote himself fully to this task. In this way, he experiences happiness and receives a salary. The work is successful and the worker is happy. In this way, the system of human regulations is coordinated with the causal dynamics of natural laws, so that they proceed effectively in line with the wishes of human beings. If, however, the gardener is devoid of wholesome enthusiasm, acting as the catalyst for natural dynamics, the work will not be successful. If he acts simply from craving, desiring only the results promised by a system of preconditions, he will be unhappy because he will have to force himself to work, and the gardening work itself will be unfruitful. If this lack of wholesome enthusiasm is prevalent, all human systems and institutions will be distorted, imbalanced, and corrupted. Work will be unsuccessful and people will be unhappy. Moreover, when people are devoid of wholesome enthusiasm and dominated by craving, they do not exert themselves in their work. They avoid their work and are dishonest and deceitful, giving rise to corruption and waste. The consequence is that one must emphasize secondary systems of supervision and control. When craving takes hold of these systems of supervision, new overlapping systems of control need to be established. The three defilements of perturbation panchadhamma then cause further turmoil and distress. In the end, human society is led to ruin and calamity, as is described in an old Thai poem. When the bat is spent, the tiger dies. For this reason, it is important that a system of preconditions does not destroy or crush wholesome enthusiasm. One needs to be alert and use one's intelligence to ensure that the system of preconditions supports wholesome enthusiasm, which mobilizes desirable natural processes. In today's age, which is dominated by systems based on greed, it is still possible for wholesome and virtuous development to occur, because enough people possess an adequate degree of wholesome enthusiasm, even if this is not always obvious. We need to prevent a system of craving from becoming the dominant dynamic, which eclipses wholesome enthusiasm until it gradually recedes and eventually disappears. Instead, we ought to make wholesome enthusiasm the mainstay. Although craving may still cause some trouble, people will retain an adequate degree of stability and safety. It is necessary to acknowledge that human systems of preconditions are the driving force in the world. What are our options when we realize that people exist at different levels of spiritual development, and that most people are still committed to a system based on craving? It is not sustainable for people to simply follow their desires. It is essential for those people responsible for establishing the system of preconditions who are endowed with wholesome desire, and that they ensure that wholesome desire is given a prominent role within such a system. Moreover, they should set down decisive measures of heedfulness for all people to use while engaged in developing themselves. This key subject of desire tends to get overlooked. It is vital that one is able to distinguish between wholesome and unwholesome desire. When one has understood this matter, it will be easily determined how to solve problems, and one will develop happiness with confidence.